John Henry Doc Holliday is an infamous figure from the Wild West, known as much for his deadly skill with a gun as for his gravely ill health. But beneath his reputation lies some truly disturbing facts about one of the deadliest gunslingers of the 19th century. In today's video, we will talk about Doc Holliday and some disturbing facts about the deadliest doctor in the West, initial years, and medical assessment. Holliday was born into a prosperous family in the state of Georgia in the year 1851. Young John Henry had the makings of a future leader because of his upbringing and education. However, even when Holliday was still a youngster, he displayed worrisome symptoms of tuberculosis. This lung condition would later come to define his existence. Tuberculosis, which was more commonly known as consumption in the 19th century, is a disease that affects the respiratory system and gradually destroys the lungs and surrounding tissues. Holliday's condition had visibly deteriorated by the time he was in his late teens. He suffered from chest problems, coughed up blood, and had an alarming loss of weight in addition to his other symptoms. In the year 1872, medical professionals made the final diagnosis of Holliday's condition, which was a terminal case of tuberculosis in its later stages. They told him that he probably only had a few years left to live, which was probably accurate given how little was known about the condition at the time. Holliday's life took a completely different path as a result of the imposition of this death sentence. Doc Holliday's Western journey. Holliday was determined to make the most of the time he had left, so he made the decision to try his luck out west on the recommendation that doing so could lengthen the lives of consumptives. In the early months of 1873, he uprooted his life and moved away from his home state of Georgia in order to start a new life as a gambler and prospector, moving from one mining camp to the next in the hopes of accumulating more wealth. Holliday also became a dentist out of necessity in order to sustain himself during the periods of his illness in which he was unable to engage in physically demanding labor. Holliday traveled to states with dry climates, including Texas, New Mexico, and Kansas, hoping to find a treatment for his illness. His health, on the other hand, continued to deteriorate. His body and mind continued to deteriorate due to a newly developing addiction to morphine, which he was using to manage the symptoms of chronic pain. Holliday had deteriorated into a pitiful shell of the man who had once studied medicine. At his full-grown height, Holliday weighed only slightly more than 100 pounds, a lifetime spent in conflict. Holliday earned a fearsome reputation as a gunslinger during the course of these years, despite the fact that it was not entirely merited. Frequent bouts of illness and the accompanying use of morphine contributed to unstable and explosive conduct. This fact, in conjunction with the uncanny shooting skills he had developed through years of hunting ever since he was a child, gave Holliday a terrifying and tragic character. It is believed that Holliday committed between 8 and 10 homicides in the course of defending himself and others. In addition, rumors circulated regarding a possible affiliation with a loosely organized group of cattle rustlers known as the Cowboys. But there is no evidence to support the claim that Holliday was an active criminal. Instead, it is likely that his contacts in mining camps, which were hotbeds of cowboy activity, were the cause of the misleading connection. Holliday liked to spend his time alone, rather than with any other outlaws who may put his life or his penchant for libertine gambling at risk if they were in the same room as him. Tombstone, Arizona's famed gunfight at the OK Corral, secured Doc Holliday's position in history. There, he supported his lifelong friend Wyatt Earp in his fight against the cattle rustlers McClory and Clanton. The rapid pulls and pinpoint accuracy that Doc Holliday displayed during the Little Gunfight in 1881 have become the stuff of folklore. However, it is more likely that he played the role of a friend who assisted law enforcement rather than an infamous criminal element. The closing years and his legacy. In the latter part of 1882, Holliday's health worsened to the point that he could not continue living on the dangerous border. He spent his final years as a pale reflection of his former self, drifting between various remote hotels and sanatoriums while he sought treatment. According to the medical reports, Holliday was in nearly continual suffering as a result of the tuberculosis that ravaged him completely. Holliday passed away from the effects of consumption on November 8, 1887, at the young age of 36. while he was staying alone in a hotel room in Colorado. The results of an autopsy revealed that his damaged body contained very little viable tissue at all. Doc Holliday was, in reality, a victim of his environment and condition. He beat all odds and endured great agony for as long as he did, despite being portrayed as a notorious outlaw in popular culture. To this day, he is still considered to be one of the most tragic and convoluted individuals to emerge from the American frontier. Impactful relationships. One of the most intriguing facets of Doc Holliday's life is his impactful relationships with legendary figures of the Wild West, particularly his association with Wyatt Earp. This camaraderie not only shaped Holliday's own narrative, but also left an indelible mark on the broader legacy of the era. Holliday's connection with Wyatt Earp is a cornerstone of his story. The two men's paths intersected at a time when the Wild West was undergoing a dramatic transformation, with lawlessness, violence, and frontier justice, creating a tumultuous backdrop. Earp, a lawman renowned for his uncompromising stance against lawlessness, and Holliday, a skilled gambler and reputed gunfighter, formed an unlikely bond that defied conventional norms. Their relationship was anything but simple, and its intricacies added layers of complexity to the dynamics between them. Earp, often seen as a symbol of order in a chaotic landscape, and Holliday, a figure whose reputation veered towards the volatile, presented a compelling juxtaposition. While Holliday's reputation for quick drawing and possible involvement in deadly confrontations cast a shadow over his character, Earp's pursuit of justice and law enforcement provided a counterpoint. Their association reached a critical juncture during the infamous OK Corral shootout in 1881 in Tombstone, Arizona. This confrontation is perhaps the most well-known episode in their shared history. The shootout involving the Earp brothers, Holliday, and a group of local ranchers known as the Cowboys showcased the complexity of their camaraderie. While it demonstrated their willingness to stand together in the face of danger, it also underscored the blurred lines between law enforcement and personal vendettas that characterized the Wild West. Holliday's participation in the gunfight exemplified the intricate nature of his relationships. Some accounts suggest that he was suffering from the effects of his deteriorating health, including tuberculosis, during the confrontation. This adds a layer of empathy to his role, as his physical condition could have easily impeded his involvement. Nevertheless, his loyalty to Earp and his commitment to their shared cause led him to join the fray. The aftermath of the OK Corral shootout further highlighted the intricate interplay between Holliday and Earp. Despite facing legal challenges and public scrutiny, their alliance remained resilient. The loyalty they exhibited in the face of adversity deepened their connection, further blurring the boundaries between law enforcement and personal loyalty in the Wild West. In conclusion, Doc Holliday's association with iconic figures like Wyatt Earp significantly enriched the narrative of the Wild West. Their complex camaraderie, marked by loyalty, shared experiences, and moments of danger, added layers of depth to Holliday's story. Their interactions reflect the multifaceted nature of relationships in a time of rapid change, lawlessness, and shifting allegiances. Ultimately, the dynamic between Holliday and Earp serves as a microcosm of the era's complexities and the intricate interplay between individuals and their roles in shaping history. What do you think of the video? Let us know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.